Alright, welcome back, and today we're going to be covering another video on Warhammer 3, and like every other YouTuber that covers content for Warhammer 3, I guess I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the Chaos Dwarfs today, because, well, my thoughts are awesome, and at least 5 out of 7 of the voices in my head agree, so you get to hear them. Unlike other YouTubers covering the content for the Chaos Dwarves, while I will be sharing some positive thoughts on this DLC, I will definitely be sharing some uh, negative thoughts towards this DLC as well. So, that being said, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And we're going to jump right into this. Alright, the Chaos Dwarves. Let's cover the positive sides first because it won't take me long. They are bringing in 3 new legendary lords, so that's fun. We have new content with new experiences in the game. That's going to bring more players back to the game that haven't been playing in a while, so that's all good. It's always good to breathe new life into a game. Let's see, me personally, I really am looking forward to playing the Chaos Dwarves because I like the dwarves, so that's, I'm looking forward to it mostly. Um, Yeah, they're putting in new units, new monstrous units, new artillery units, new lords that all look, fun and exciting while they're bright, new, and shiny. And we'll see how it goes. So, wow, that really didn't take long at all. Um, I guess we will go straight into the negatives then. Okay, so negative negative thoughts on the Chaos Dwarves. Um, well, I'll tell you, I've been looking at their faction mechanics and the what like all the content I can find on them. See, I don't have early access to this content, so I'm having to go off of everyone else's gameplay and what CA is actually releasing for them. And from what I can tell so far, it looks like they are taking a bunch of mechanics from other factions, throwing them all together in one faction, renaming them, and acting like it's new content. And they're about to show it on this video. Oh, there's one of the new monstrous units as well. That looks pretty cool. Anyways, back to the faction mechanics. The caravan system from Grand Cathay. Here it is. The military convoys. This looks exactly like the caravan system. They have just repurposed it to where you get, like laborers, money, or armaments from different trade routes. So, I mean, is that really a new faction mechanic when it's coming from it? We'll carry on. It's fine. Just know that that is one of the thoughts there. Um, Next, let's talk about the Tower of Czar. That looks an awful lot like the offices from the Empire and the Wood Elves. Although, to their credit, uh, they have a new take on that system in that just because you have a seat in the Tower of Czar doesn't mean you can keep it. So, like, you can usurp seats from other legendary lord or factions. That kudos. That's new. Here we have the Hellforge, and it looks like the Chaos Dwarves will be limited in how many of certain units they will be able to field, and you will be able to increase that number through the Hellforge. And you know, it seems like there's another faction that has that. Oh yeah, it's the Tomb Kings. So not new. Here, there you can spend your armaments in the Hellforge there to give your units buffs to make them perform better in combat. And you know that I mean, I could be crazy, but that reminds me an awful lot of the scrap with the greenskins, where you can get scrap upgrades and make your units perform better. So I mean, that's not new content either, is it? That's strange. And you know, while I'm talking about it, I'm looking at these unit cards, and you know, there's some Chaos Dwarves here, and it just looks like a wardrobe change for the dwarves. Um, that I don't think you can call those new units. Same with the orc laborers. You know, to me it looks like they took the paint off of the savage orcs, changed their clothes around a little bit, and tied bandages on them. And oh, it's a new unit. I mean, it's crazy. There, he was spending laborers to increase or to finish construction of buildings quicker, and you get laborers after you win a battle, and it seems like I've seen that mechanic somewhere as well. Oh yeah, that's right. The Dark Elves call them slaves, though. So, yeah, that's not a new mechanic either, is it? Um, Hobgoblins look strangely like goblins with a wardrobe change. Strange, isn't it? That being said, this unit looks pretty cool. The Yeah, I don't even know what it's called yet. But they do have some monstrous units, some artillery units coming in that do look really cool and fun to play with. But so far, all the things we've covered, they've stolen from other factions. So, hmm, that's a little that's a little strange, isn't it? And and then finally, let's talk about the price tag on this DLC, because there's no way I'm gonna make a video on this DLC and not mention that ludicrous price of $25 for the Chaos Dwarfs DLC. Um, if you look at the base game of Warhammer 3, you can pick it up for $60. If you weren't, yeah, like if you didn't catch it on sale earlier, like a month ago. Anyways, um, so $60 for the base game, and you get multiple game modes. You get multiplayer. You get 10 or 11 legendary lords. Um, you know, that's for $60. I mean, that's still a little pricey, but I can get behind that. I can see it being worth buying the base game somewhat. I would rather get it cheaper if I could, but you know, that was a lot of work uh to put the game together. So sure, $60. That seems to be standard nowadays in the gaming industry. Although the release they had of the base game was absolutely horrible, and they probably should have delayed it another couple of years to work out the bugs, but they didn't. So $60. Here we are today. So a lot of people are telling me, oh, but you've got to look at it as a race pack. It's not just like a DLC with a couple legendary lords. Okay, okay, okay. Let's talk about the last race pack that they released, which was the Ogre Kingdoms. You got two new legendary lords, an entire new race, none of which the entire roster was added in with that DLC, right? As far as my memory serves, there weren't ogres in Warhammer 2, so they actually put a lot of work into putting the ogres into the game, right? And then while the meat mechanic isn't entirely new because the Skaven have, kind of the same deal there. The camp mechanic was new, so yeah, that was a new faction mechanic. So all that for the price of $12. All right. So we're going to compare all the work they did on the Ogre Kingdoms DLC and the price tag of $12 to all the work they didn't really do. They just reskinned and renamed a bunch of shit. And now they're going to slap $25 on it, over double the price. So, I don't know. That's a little sketchy to me. But we'll continue on. Anytime a DLC is coming close to half the price of the base game, that doesn't sit right for me. Not at all. That's getting ridiculous there. But ridiculous prices are kind of to be expected from the Total War franchise when you look on Steam and see Warhammer 1 is still $60 and Warhammer 2 is still $60. So, I mean, awful proud of themselves, aren't they, for selling content that is how many years old and still haven't lowered the price? I mean, wow. But that being said, whatever. The price is what it is. Am I still going to buy it? Probably, because, I think I will actually like the Chaos Dwarfs. But also, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, so having the new content is, probably something I need to get. Am I going to gripe about it and complain and grumble and, bitch and moan about it? Oh yeah, I am. But I will still probably buy it. Do I recommend other people buy it? No, not at all, not at all. If you already have all the other DLCs and all the content already, okay, sure, yeah, it's a new experience. Go for it. If you don't have all the other DLCs, maybe pick up a couple of the cheaper DLCs and wait for this ridiculous price to go on discount. Because, yes, $25 is just stupid. Anyways, continuing on to the negative thoughts, I'm a little worried about how the Chaos Dwarves are going to affect other factions on the Immortal Empires map, specifically Greasus, Tretch Craventail, Gorst, Kugath, Imric, Grimgor, Grand Cathay, Thorgrim Grudgebearer. I mean, all of these factions are going to be affected by the Chaos Dwarves landing on the... Okay, I have rambled on so long my headset died on me, but that's okay. But all of these factions are going to be affected by the Chaos Dwarves. And balance not being a strong suit for CA so far, Um, yeah, I'm a little worried about it because that's quite a few campaigns that could very well be unplayable very soon. Um, I mean, you can look at factions like Belagar, the dwarves in general, but Belagar in particular. His campaign on the Immortal Empires is a nightmare to get started nowadays. Loved that campaign in Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2. I mean, it was great. He may be my favorite Dwarven Lord, but Warhammer 3 has ruined my experience with him completely. Nurgle, Kugath Plaguebringer. Um, he, oh, that is a frustrating campaign to try and do now. With Gorst, you run into Gorst within like the first 4 or 5 turns, and that is just a pain to fight Gorst with Kugath. Um, Kislev, good. You know, Kislev, you could probably fix Katarin's campaign just by programming Throt to wait, you know, until turn 8 to declare war on Katarin. That would probably fix that campaign for me. Um, but Throt declaring war on turn 4 every time is getting really annoying. Definitely a struggle to get that campaign off the ground. It's not so bad later in the game, I suppose, but just getting that campaign started and getting a good campaign start is a bit of a pain. Um, yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about balance, but I mean, how long have these factions been in the game, and they're still not receiving any balance changes, any kind of love at all from CA, and it really makes me wonder if anyone over there is actually working on balance. Is anybody looking at balance changes? I mean, surely to God you have at least one employee to justify raising your prices on DLCs this much, right? Uh, but I wouldn't count on it. So, all in all, I mean, that's those are my thoughts on it. And but before I end this video, I mean, you really do have to give credit to whoever is doing the videos over at CA, because they are putting in a lot of time and effort and editing into these videos to make them this good. Um, so kudos to them on that one. That great job on the videos, but it also makes me a little wary because we've just talked about all the faction effects and reskins they've done on the units, and it makes me think that they're trying to draw attention away from, you know, how little work they've actually done on this faction by, ooh, shiny videos, look at all this cool stuff, and it is cool. I mean, but at the end of the day, you can put a pig in a dress and try and make it look a little better, but it's still a pig in a dress. So if the content is crap and not much work has been put into it, it don't matter how pretty you make the videos, the content's still going to be crap. So I haven't got to experience it myself. I can't rate it yet, but I'm kind of going into this DLC with a little cynicism. So maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Either way, I've rambled long enough. I would love to hear y'all's feedback on this video and tell me what y'all are thinking about the upcoming DLC and what your expectations are. So leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz, and I'll see you next time.